G'day two-wheel adventurers and welcome back to the channel. Now I'm about to set off on a 4-day adventure from Sydney, New South Wales to the Gold Coast in Queensland, zigzagging my way all throughout the Great Dividing Range as I make my way north on this 1400 kilometre journey. Now the Great Dividing Range has some of the best adventure riding tracks and trails, as well as loads of history, some small country towns, and plenty of other cool spots along the way to stop in and check out. And to top it all off, I'm doing it aboard a new 2025 Yamaha Tenere 700 that Yamaha Australia have been kind enough to loan to me for a little while, and I'm going to be putting it to good use over the coming days, that is for sure. So come along for this one, it's set to be one epic adventure. G'day two adventurers, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well as usual. Now if you are new to the channel, this channel's all about motorcycle adventure, the bikes just like this, reviews, all of the gear and the actual adventures as well. So if any of that interests you, consider subscribing to the channel, join the two-wheel adventure crew. I would love for you all to stick around and enjoy. But today I'm out here on the mighty Tenere 700. This is a 2025 Tenere 700, the brand new version of this bike. I flew into Sydney this morning, went straight to Yamaha, and I've picked this thing up. And this is mine for around about a month or so to do some testing, have some fun, and see what the new model Tenere 700 is all about. Now, if you have followed the channel for a little while now, you will know that I did own a Tenere 700. I had a 2019 model, which I sold about 2 years ago. Really loved that thing, so it'll be cool to see how the new version of the Tenere goes. But I'm out here today. This is Wiseman's Ferry, about an hour and a half out of Sydney. And yeah, I'm just going to start making my way north. I'll head up the road here, jump on the ferry, get across, and we'll keep on moving. I've got 4 days to get myself back to the Gold Coast and back home. So it's going to be some fun on the big Yamaha Tenere 700. Let's go. Sitting here waiting for the ferry, having a chat to this guy here. Something close to my heart, the old DRZ, or DRZ, for all of you that love to correct me on that, but that's cool. He's out for a ride, beautiful weather for it. So the ride for day one wasn't going to be anything too crazy. I wanted to get a bit of a feel for the bike, but I still wanted plenty of dirt along the way. That's exactly what the Tenere needs. I was aiming for the town of Maitland for the night, but before that I had a few national parks to get through and an unreal lookout to get to finish the off-road riding for the day. It didn't take long at all to hit those dirt roads and start gelling with the Tenere. So for any of you who don't know, I cut my teeth on adventure riding around these parts. I was living down in Sydney. This little section through here, I haven't ridden it in years, but I'm pretty sure when I did, way back, I can't remember there being water in here at all. Definitely not this much. So everything is full around here, which is always good to see. I'm pretty sure this just used to be dry for the most part. This is unreal. Beautiful. The ABS is all off, traction control, everything off. And big Tenere loves it. Doesn't take much. Get that back wheel, having some fun. Woohoo! Yes. Oh, it's only been a few hours, but I can already tell it's gonna be a good 4 days on this thing. I can just feel it. Hey there, do you know which way north is? I need to go north to Queensland. North, that way. Don't know. That way. Alright, thanks champ. Catcha. Friendly locals out here, always willing to help out. He's bloody motoring along the dirt road on this big thing. Oh, there's more of them. How good. Killing it, dude. Far out, I wish I had his luggage carrying there, and probably got a stereo on board too. This is the Adventurers. Yeah, the boys or girls, I don't know. So it doesn't matter what bike you ride, every bike is an adventure bike. if you want it to be. Can't really tell what tyres they've got on, but they don't look like knobbies, so good luck to yous. But I know I'd rather be out on a bike like that than at home doing nothing, so hats off. Making my way now towards the coast and into the Wadigans National Park. So, haven't been through here in years. Should be a bit of a trip down memory lane. There's some beautiful countryside through here, so I can't say no to that. Little section through here should be a good test of the suspension. From memory, it's a little bit rougher than everything else I've been on, rocky, and yes, it sure is. Well, this isn't the review video, but I can tell you right now, suspension on this 25 is miles ahead of what was on the other one I had. Nice smashed glass. So I did a little jump on these erosion mounds, the previous one, standard suspension. It's probably a thud coming, but so far, look at that, man. Oh, so much better, so much fun. Whew. Well, that track certainly got the blood flowing. We are on this stuff for a little bit. Well, I am on this stuff for a little bit. But I'll see all you at the lookout. Let's do it! So what a beautiful spot to finish off an awesome day of riding. If you haven't been to the Heat and Lookout here on the Central Coast, come and check it out on a clear afternoon like this. It's absolutely beautiful. You'll get it to yourself maybe, just like me. But day one of the adventure on the way back north on the Tenere 700. Man, what an unreal day. Couldn't have really asked for much more, really. Tracks were prime. Beautiful time out on the 2025 model. Loving it so far. Won't give it all away because that'll be for a review video, but as you can tell by the sound of my voice, that's happiness. So she's doing well, day one, loving it. But I'll see all of you tomorrow for more adventure. It only gets better from here on in. It's going to be absolutely unreal. Welcome back for day two, everyone. Bit of a chilly start to the morning here in the Hunter Valley. It's very, very cold, but happy to see the sun out and about doing its thing. Just here on the banks of the Hunter River, getting today started. Hunter River, if you don't know, runs all the way from up here in the Hunter Valley down through Maitland out to Newcastle, where it feeds out to the ocean. Anyway, this is where we're kicking off today, heading up to Walker. It's going to be a cold run up there. Temperatures are pretty cold at night, so hopefully I can get there while the sun is still up, giving me a little bit of warmth. But I've got some cool tracks along the way, and one track in particular that has 21 creek crossings, so it's time to go and get the Tenere's feet wet, and hopefully not my own feet wet. So enough talking, let's get the riding going. And I'll tell you this for free, MX gloves were not the move on this ride. Oh, anyway, let's go, let's hit the dirt. So with majority of adventures, you've got to link up the dirt sections with some on-road sections as well. Now, it's been a minute since I've been on a big ride on one of these twin-cylinder adventure bikes, and I'd forgotten just how comfortable they can be. It didn't matter what roads laid ahead for me today, I knew that I was in for a good time. Hello cows, have a good day. I'm gonna lay down some kilometres. Probably started a bit late this morning for how far I've got to get, so time to get into it. Let the Tenere 700 sing. Feel so planted on this stuff here. So good. Oh, the dreaded traffic cone. I guess it's kind of warranted there if you're in a car. For the two-wheelers, not a drama. Go Tenere, eat it up. Loves this stuff. Have a go at the tour bus. Who's on tour? I wonder if someone actually lives there in the bus. Maybe it's just a weekend property, holiday property. But that's sick. The old tour bus out in the country. Well, that is the end of that first awesome dirt track. Some pretty epic views. But unfortunately, like most adventuring, you get to the bitumen eventually. So I've got a bit of a stint here on the blacktop. And there'll be some more fun on that 21 creek crossing track. So I'm going to smash out some Ks and see you all in a little while. Tenere is going to smash this out in no time. Quick roadside stop. I did miss it on camera, but I just pulled up, hadn't seen any cars, trucks or anything for ages. There he goes, over there. And just as I got off the bike, a massive oversized load just came the other way. So there must be something going on up here, a bit of roadworks maybe. But man, if you don't step back and look at your bike, even though this isn't my bike, and go, wow, it looks good, you got the wrong bike. But that thing, she's beautiful. But if any of you are wondering what this is, it's just some tape that the guys put on at the shop for me. They were just doing it in case my bag was resting on that and didn't want to scratch it up. So it's a good idea, but my bag doesn't really touch it anyway. It's the Krieger 20 litre dry bag. It's holding up well. It's got the mounts straight there on the Tenere, tied straight to those first two, and then just underneath at the back. So far she's solid. But let's continue on. It's just on 12 o'clock. I think I might push on a little bit further. Try and get to the first creek crossing maybe and bite to eat. But this is an adventure. Beautiful countryside to rear. Does not get much better. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Now that's a postcard. Unreal. This might be a quick little lunch stop with what snacks I have in my bag, which isn't a lot, but we'll make do. So I admit, lunch could be a little better. I had a Cliff Bar as well as just these lollies, but can't really complain about the lunch spot. Find me a better view, I'll wait. Beautiful. Alright, time to get back up and yeah, get back into it. Again, won't be far down the track, and these creek crossings are just down there, so after I get through that section, the rest is pretty easy going for the rest of the way to Walker. Still got another 140 kilometers or so to go for the day, so getting it done. It is 1:45, so I've still got plenty of time. Should be fine as long as we get through these creeks unscathed. Let's go. Let's see what we're up against here on the first one. I can see the bottom there, straight through there. Stick with that. Full of sand at the bottom though. Last time I did it, it was just rock. Let's go. What the heck? Ah, I hit a rock. Not deep enough to worry me, but there's a rock right in the middle that I just hit. And I have a suspicion that my tyres are probably as hard as a rock. I probably should have checked them. Anyway, 2 down. Yeah, baby. Oh. Forget how close together they are. Far out. These tyres have got to be solid as a rock, bouncing around all over the joint. Should have went over there. I'm in the worst spot to get started now. Well, I've got wet feet. What's going on? dug a hole. She's certainly no dirt bike. She's heavy. Oh man. Oh, that's it. Speed. Second gear. Ah, my phone's all wet. Second gear speed. I've lost count how many I've done already. I think I might have told a lie because I said 21 crossings and there was a sign that said 20, so maybe I've sold everyone a lie.
Now this track was an absolute blast. I was having so much fun along this section with all of these creek crossings. I certainly wasn't making them look pretty, although the Tenere helped make me look good and got the job done. It felt like the crossings were never ending, one after another, they just kept coming.
There we go.
But eventually, I got to a sign that signified the end of the 20 creek crossings track, and it was now time to start making my way up in elevation and into the northern tablelands area of New South Wales, where I would be for the rest of today and most of tomorrow as well. But as always, I'm a sucker for a good lookout, so I couldn't stop myself from stopping in at another amazing one along the way.
Here we are. A beautiful lookout. Hanging rock lookout they call it. Now that down the bottom, if you can see it, is the town of Nundle. North, east, south, west. But Nundle, straight down the hill there, get some fuel, then I got to come back up and shoot across some state forest to head towards Walker. Ah, it's beautiful out here.
So with still a ways to go to finish off the day of riding, I knew that I'd be racing that sunset to try and get to Walker before it was dark. I made the quick dash down to Nundle to fuel up before sending it through Nundle State Forest, and then it was a straight beeline all the way to Walker, where I got into town just as the sun started to set. I got myself one of the last options for an overnight stay in the town, the cabin in the caravan park. Time to get comfy, rest up, and be ready for another awesome day of adventure. Good morning everyone, day 3 of this Tenere ride, heading north. I'm just starting to gear up, get dressed and get ready to get going again this morning. Very cold night, that is for sure. I think my phone app said it was like -5 or something like that, so it's still very chilly out there this morning, so I'm not in a very big rush to get going this morning. If you look out here, if you can all see that, all the grass out there and all the trees are just white. Everything is frosted, frozen, so that's how cold it got last night. So it should be another ripper day as long as I can keep warm and not freeze, but I'll do my best. But anyway, gonna quickly get all this stuff, shove it back in my bag, get geared up, and we'll be back on the big T7 right there.
Nice cold start for the big T7. Hey? Yeah, I've got so many layers on under here. It's only my hands. I only brought these, so my hands are going to be freezing, but what can you do?
Well, everything's frozen in the caravan.
Yeah. Yeah. Have a good day, mate. Dramas for the grey nomads. All their pipes are frozen in the caravans through here. No good.
So today's ride would see me heading for the coast and the town of Grafton. But to get there, I had some amazing trails to ride and plenty of stops along the way with a little bit of history and some epic views as well. Riding out of Walker, I was pumped to get this day started. It was set to be an awesome one, even if things were super chilly to start off with.
So if you don't believe me that it's cold out here at the minute, this bike has a temperature gauge on it if I can find it. There it is. Air temp 2 degrees. It was 0 when I left town. But if you don't believe me still, have a go at these puddles here. They are covered in ice. So that doesn't tell you that it's cold out here. I don't know what will. That's crazy. Have a go at that. What am I doing out here riding in this? I might just hug the muffler for a couple of minutes, then we'll go again.
But apart from some cold hands, I really had nothing to complain about at all. The morning's trails were absolutely unreal. I did have to watch out for a few frozen and icy causeway crossings. Wet feet on a morning like this would not have been a great idea. Today was set to be the longest distance day of the trip, so I decided to knock over some kilometres early here this morning on the big Tenere, so I wasn't racing that sunset later on today.
Going down a sneaky little side trail. Go see something cool. Something that was, well, probably not used, but intended to be used many years ago. Then I gotta hope I find them.
So, short walk down here, 100 metres or so. But I was just chatting to Parks Wildlife Service guy up there, Isaiah. He's out here doing some clean-up work of these things that I'm just about to show you. You can already see the work he's done, but here we are. Now these are tank traps, big lumps of concrete, but these were put here back in, I think it would have been when World War II was kicking off. They put these along the coast here. I've seen some other ones up further north, inland of the Gold Coast, and I'm pretty sure the signage there said it was Australians were worried about the Japanese invading and coming in from the coast and getting up the rivers with their tanks. So hence they went and dumped these around the place. But Isaiah up there just said that there is a tunnel along here somewhere that goes under the road, and apparently they put a heap of dynamite in that tunnel and put these traps here, so if the tanks did come through, well, boom goes the dynamite and these traps would stop them. But it's not signposted on the map. I'm not going to really say where it is because sometimes people can't be trusted and places like this just get destroyed. So if you can find it, go for it. But pretty cool bit of history.
Now it's time back up on the road. Stop in at a waterfall that I didn't get to see last time on my way through here. There's a whole bunch of them off Waterfall Way that you can turn off and do all these little side quest tracks if you want, but this one I missed last time, so drop in, have a look at it, then I'll be into Ebor to have something to eat. Hopefully they got something there, have a feed for lunch.
Now this is Ebor Falls, a very popular tourist spot in these parts, but it's a good one for motorcyclists to see because you don't have to walk very far at all to get to these unreal views. Now it's said to have been formed 19 million years ago when the Ebor volcano erupted, sending lava flows all across the landscape. It's definitely worth a look, this one. Now lunch for me was none other than a servo pie and a can of Coke, the adventure bike rider's ultimate meal. But I didn't hang around very long at all. I was back at it again and headed to the state forests and en route for the remnants of a small gold mining town.
Oh, damn. Not half bad. That's a beauty. Absolute ripper. I don't know which way I'm facing. I think the coast is that way. On a clear day like this, unreal. So this lookout is Vista Point picnic area, or Vista Point lookout. But like a lot of lookouts around here or everywhere in Australia, I know New South Wales does it a lot, but here we have a little picture that shows you the view and shows you where things are. So that right there, Dalmorton, way over there behind those hills there, that's where I'm headed, in that direction. So I think I snake my way around these mountain tops here, Chaelundi Mountain, Gibraltar Range. I think my track snakes through there somewhere until I get to Dalmorton, and then I'm not sure where Grafton is, but must be way over the back there somewhere. So that's the next point of interest, I guess, along the way. I think that I'll get to, unless there's some things along the track I'm unsure of, but it's always cool to be able to see where you're actually going from the views up here. But unreal little lookout. But that's enough time spent here. Gotta keep on moving. Have a go at that. To come down, just resting on that other tree. A little bit of wind. She might go the whole way. Glad it didn't go on my head. Oh yeah, Tenere. Get the back wheel going. Old Glen Innes Road closed at Dalmorton Township from 7th of the 1st. Gonna go here to Dalmorton anyway. See if it's shut at the tunnel or if it's shut towards Grafton, because I do know another way around if I can get through the tunnel. Probably got enough time to do that as well. But I tried looking on road closures before I left home, but it didn't really tell me enough info. So let's go find out. Oh, we're across the river. So the road's closed this way. That's the tunnel is down there, which is fine. From Friday 13th of the 6th. I literally just missed it then, because it's the 17th, 18th today. Anyway, doesn't look like there's any dramas that way. I might be right to just head straight through that way to Grafton, which is an easy run. I kind of wanted to go that way and then make my way up over the mountains here, but if I can't get through the tunnel, I can't get through. Have a quick look here. This is a little town of Dalmorton, and as you can see, there's not a lot here, but there used to be. There used to be a whole mining town set up out here, the Dalmorton village, in the 1940s. There was plenty going on here just for gold, so that's pretty much why this road is here. If it wasn't for gold, there wouldn't be anything here probably, but we're right here, Dalmorton. That way, Glen Innes, that way is where we're going to Grafton. So it's an easy run for me that way if I can get through. If not, I'm going to have to either go back down where I was and head over to Nimboida, go that way, but we will see how we go.
So I ended up having no issues getting through to Grafton. I actually came across some road workers not too far down the track, and they told me that I'd be all good to get through. So I was pretty relieved at that and pretty happy to not have to backtrack at all today. It's always a good run along Old Glen Innes Road. The track follows along the Boyd River and it's a great scenic ride. One of the best adventure rides around this area in my opinion. I ended up making it to Grafton in no time at all really. It was a really smooth ride. So I settled into the hotel for the night and I awaited the final day of the journey north.
Well, good morning everybody. The start of the final day. Day 4. Back to the GC. And as you can see, it is wet. I don't trust these tyres. We had a heap of rain overnight. Stopped for the minute here, but there is heaps of rain to the north. So I think at some point I may come across some rain, but it is what it is. It's just water and I'm heading home anyway. But I'm on my way out of town. We're going to start this ride from the sandy beach. See you soon. Well, here we are. We made it to the coast. It doesn't get any more coastal than the sandy beach. So let's get out here. Get some sand under the Tenere's tyres. See how she goes. And my tyres are probably rock solid. Well, they are because I haven't let them down. Oh yeah, this was a bit of hard sand for me. Absolutely beautiful.
So after having an absolute blast on the beach to start the morning, it was now time to head inland for the rest of the journey home. I had some ranges to get up and over to the west before beelining it for the famous Border Ranges National Park, where I would finish off this adventure. A little less off-road for this final day unfortunately, but still set to be a great day of riding. And I didn't know it at this stage, but there was to be some super slippery, muddy tracks incoming this morning due to all of the rain that fell overnight.
I nearly ran over this little guy back here, Mr. Turtle. He's gone into his shell now. What's going on, mate? You gotta get off the road. Which way are you going? Your head's this way, so you want to go off. Go on, little dude. I'll help ya. There you go. Now you can just make your way. I don't know where you're going. There's some dams down there. If there wasn't a fence, mate, I'd send you further, but good luck. With the downpour of rain overnight, some of these parts are so slippery. Have to be mindful of that. T7 climbing machine. Lucky she's a climbing machine because we're climbing. Going up. Keeps changing from rocky to sort of a sandy base. Sandy clay base like this. Don't know what you're gonna get. Climb, big girl, climb. Oh. Definitely the most challenging track I've done on this ride so far. Ooh. Beautiful look out. I know the one I did with all the creek crossings was a different sort of challenging, but this one just has like no grip. Up in the clouds here. Beautiful. Man, I'm grateful that Yamaha put on these Dunlop tyres instead of the ones that come on the bike. They're more of a 50-50 tyre, I guess you'd say, where these are pretty much an 80-20 more for off-road. If I had those other ones on this, I think I'd be in a world of hurt on these trails, but let's keep going. A little bit to go on this track. See what the rest of it brings. Beautiful lookout though. This track's so unpredictable. 1 minute you're in the rocky, grippy stuff. You can turn wherever you want. And next thing you're onto this sort of stuff where grip is pretty much non-existent at the moment with how wet the top is. It's just so weird. Go around a corner and you're all good, and then halfway through it you're not. Oh. Yes. All those spots, if I just rip the throttle, I'll be facing the other way in no time. It's wild. Oh god. Oh. Sometimes it's just easier to just get in here and just follow it. This is an ice skating rink at the minute.
I battled through this really slippery track. I did have to take it nice and slow, so it did take me a little bit longer than I had expected. But once I made it out onto a more maintained road, I thought I'd be fine to make up some of that time there, but no. The road had been freshly graded and the rain had just destroyed that top layer. So for me, it was another 20 kilometres or so on an ice skating rink. Even the machines and four-wheel drives were slipping and sliding all over the place on this road. It definitely was interesting, that's for sure. But after all that concentration, I could finally relax a little bit as I hit some bitumen for the next little while, and I started to head straight for the beautiful border ranges.
So everyone, I did just beeline it here to the little town of Kyogle. Just had a pie up the road at the bakery. It's probably one of the best pies I've ever had, I reckon. Unreal. Now I'm fueled for the journey home. We've got one last sort of off-road loop section to do. And that's going to be the amazing Border Ranges National Park. One and only. Fingers crossed this cloud isn't super low and the lookouts up there are still actually lookouts. I know if it can get cloudy, you go up there and you can't see anything anyway, but we'll give it a run. It'll be my final little off-road off-road section before back home with the big T7. Quick GoPro battery swap. But how cool does it look? Although I don't want it to be cloudy up there, how cool does it look as we go up? You can see all the clouds covering the tops of the mountains. Looks really cool from down here. I'll probably hate it once I get up top. Just everywhere you look, all the tops of these mountains just covered. So I'd say once I get up here, might be a whiteout, but what are you gonna do? It's so eerie when you see all these trees and vines over the road. You can't even see the road ahead. That's wild. This trip north has had everything. Had the beautiful blue sky, sunny days, ice cold riding yesterday morning. Now we're in the fog, in the mist. Absolutely all kinds of conditions. It did cross my mind to skip this bit because I knew it would, well, I didn't know, but I thought it would be a whiteout up here. But that's not true adventure spirit, is it? You gotta push on, battle through.
So as I got up higher and higher, it just got cloudier and cloudier. Now it's pretty common up here in the border ranges to get a full whiteout in the clouds. I think counting all the times that I've ridden up here, I am probably close to a 50-50 on getting a clear day versus conditions just like these. I did stop and check out all the lookouts, hoping that they might clear up enough to be a great spot to finish the adventure, but it just wasn't to be. It's still an awesome ride up through here regardless of the conditions, but the lookouts up here are amazing on a clear day. And unfortunately, due to another nearby national park being shut at the time for road maintenance, it turns out that the border ranges would be my final off-road ride for the journey back home. It was all freeway from here, and after the first 3.5 days of being amazing weather, I got rained on very close to home. So that brings us to the end of this amazing 4-day adventure through the Great Dividing Range on the wonderful new model Tenere 700. Now I had such a good time on this ride. The bike, the scenery, the trails, the views along the way, everything was absolutely amazing. And if you haven't done a similar journey to this on the East Coast, I really suggest you do. There is so many different tracks and trails to take, it really is a choose your own adventure. But if you want to follow the path that I took, check the video's description for a link where you can go and grab the GPX file for a couple of dollars, and it helps support the channel as well. And if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it, and I really hope that you enjoyed this one. Give it a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe before you go to see more adventures just like this one. And lastly, a big thanks to Yamaha Australia for the bike. It performed perfectly for this kind of ride, and I really can't wait to get back out on it again soon. Be sure to ride safe out there on your own two-wheel adventures, and I'll see you all soon.